Welcome to Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. As far as opening hand goes, I'd love it if we had some lands. That would be beautiful. But let's go ahead and mulligan. Not super wild about that. And we've got Misty, Frantic Search. Yeah, I think we need to go one more go. I don't think we can bank on getting one land off of that. Yeah, we can make this work. Not super wild about this one, but thankfully, Stoneforge Mystic, yes, we will definitely put that on top. Let's lead off with Hollowed Fountain, because we, no, not going to pay 2 life, and we'll go and pass the turn, because we definitely want to get down Stoneforge Mystic. That'll give us some sort of weapon for Lavinia to run around the alleyways of Ravnica. So, and also, this is the very first game that I'm playing with Lavinia, and so it's going to be a learning experience for both of us. So I hope you're excited to have some fun, and if I make some mistakes, hey, you just heard what's up. This is my first time playing the deck, so hopefully it comes out pretty well. All right, let's get down Lavinia, and then anything else, kick it back over to our opponent. We're playing Lavinia. Each opponent can't cast spells, or non-creature spells, with converting mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. Then whenever opponent casts a spell, if no mana is spent on it, counter that spell. Drawn the Mana Crypt. Let's go Misty. And let's go and crack Misty. We're going to grab ourselves a Tundra. Let's go Stoneforge Mystic. Be able to search up for an equipment card. Yes, we're going to use that ability. And let's get this popped out. And I think at this point, we're playing against Samut, so we definitely want to grab some sort of protection from green. So you know what? Let's go. Well, I guess we could. If we wanted to be... No, I still think we like Sword of Feast and Famine. Yeah, let's do that. That's going to be really hard for them to stop that this turn. Let's go Mana Crypt. And then let's go Sword of Feast and Famine. Look at this turn 3. How... Oof. Thank you, Mana Crypt. Let's go and push in with Lavinia for 2. There we go. And then we'll knock our opponent down to 28. We'll go and pass the turn back over to our opponent. We're playing against Samut, Voice of Dissent, Flash, Double Strike, Vigilance, Haste. And if you're keeping score at home, other creatures you control have haste. Then for 1 white mana activation, untap another target creature. I need to play Samut. It's been a very long time since I've played Samut, unfortunately. All right, so we are 1 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and then we rip into Thran Dynamo. Let's go Sword of Feast and Famine onto Lavinia. Oh, and you know what? Dang it, sorry about that. We could have sequenced that just a little bit better if we had just equipped and got that extra mana. We could have gotten down Thran Dynamo. Sorry about that. Let's go and push in with Lavinia. We'll still probably end up going for Mystical Tutor, though, in response to that trigger. All right, so we're going to swing in with Lavinia. We're going to make our opponent discard a card, and then we get to untap our land. So let's go for Mystical Tutor. And I think at this point, we just want to get a few more... yeah, Mystical Tutor, or we could go for Open the Armory. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Open the Armory. That's going to go on top. That's going to allow us to get down some sort of equipment next turn, and also kind of attack our opponent's hand. And then we'll just go and kick it back over there. So we did cover both commanders. Let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If you're in the market to get into 1 versus 1 commander or just commander online, Magic Online is your #1 source. The card prices are pretty low right now. And not to sound like a sad late night commercial where if just for $1 a day, but Arena has certainly taken away a lot of the player base from Magic Online. So we could definitely use some more people. So if you're on the fence and you want to have some fun commander whenever you want to play it, hit up MTGOTraders. They'll definitely get you covered. Okay, so we could go Open the Armory and equip another piece of equipment onto Lavinia if we wanted to. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. It's going to be 1, 2, and then we equip it in on the back end. Actually, we should go for Open the Armory. We're going to search our library for an equipment card, and we'll get this popped up. I guess technically we could go for Aether Tunnel if we wanted to. But now I think Lightning Greaves might be the better option. That's just going to give us the safe bet. We could go for Sword of Fire and Ice, but just to give ourselves some sort of protection from our opponent, Path to Exile, Swords of Plowshare, get down Lightning Greaves, stick it onto Lavinia, and then we're going to be good to go. Okay, so let's go and push in with Lavinia. Actually, we're going to swing in with Stoneforge too while we're at it. And then push in for 4. That's going to make them discard a card. We're going to be able to untap our lands and then kick it back over to our opponent. So next turn we'll go for Thran Dynamo. And also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com. Let's say that you're in a market for a custom playmat. Ink Gaming definitely has you covered. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order and help the channel out at the same time. And let's say that you really enjoy one of my thumbnails and you're like, man, that would look great as my desktop wallpaper on my home personal use only computer. I've started to put a link down to the thumbnail art in the descriptions of the corresponding video. So have some fun. Show them off to your friends when they come over to your house to play Magic on your wallpaper. All right, so we go for Temple of Enlightenment. Let's get the Scry going. The Scurry, the Fever. And then we'll see what we can Disallow. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. That's going to give us a good answer to kind of stop that. Arena Rector. Whenever it dies, exile it, search your library for a Planeswalker card and put it onto the battlefield. Okay, so we do have protection from green, black and green, but that's not going to be Arena. Do we want to swing into that? What we can do is we can go Lightning Greaves onto Stoneforge. Yeah, let's do this. So we go for 1, 2, 3, 4. We get down Thran Dynamo. We go for Distortion Strike on Lavinia. That's going to give her +1/+0. Can't be blocked. And then we can shift the Lightning Greaves back over onto Lavinia. There we go. Look at that. That is a wonderful little Renegade Rogue swinging in there. So it's going to swing in at our opponent. That's still, once again, going to attack their life total with Lavinia and still allow us to get that extra Sword of Feast and Famine trigger. All right, so we're going to deal that damage, and we still get the rebound. Now, the only downside about the rebound off of the... what's it called? Distortion Strike is that we can't shift the Lightning Greaves over to stop it. But thankfully, we've got in for at least 15 commander damage. And if we can draw into some sort of answer that gives Lavinia unblockable, which we do have a few different options in here, then we might be able to close it out. We are sitting at 4, so that's going to put it at 19 commander damage. We do have Aqueous Form in here. We do have Aether Tunnel. We do have Key to the City. And I think there's one, or Steel of the Godhead. Well, actually, I don't think that's... We're going to give, let's go Mana Crypt. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. And there you go, lost the flip. And then Distortion Strike, we're going to go and give that to... Our opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. So sometimes when you play 1 versus 1 commander, you're playing a heavy Voltron deck. And unfortunately, our opponent was off to a really bad start. They were just not hitting any green mana at all. So I may end up posting this video either as a spin the wheel, or I'll kind of tack it on at the end of another Lavinia video. But this is basically what we want to do. Get down Lavinia, get down some sort of protection, Sword of Feast and Famine, and just start swinging in. Really make it to where if they get down some sort of mana rocks, it's hard for them to push their game plan. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like this one. We're going to keep on this one. We've got Seachrome Coast. We've got 3 lands. We've got Thran Dynamo to work towards. We've got Monastery Mentor, which is going to work out just wonderful with all these artifacts we've got in the hand. So let's go and lead off with Seachrome Coast. Oh, look at that beautiful swamp by our opponent. Looks great. Good choice. Anything else, we're going to go pass the turn to our opponent. I love the old school basics. That is... That's some good-looking Magic card right there, especially on Magic Online. We're playing Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. Then, whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, get it out of here. Not going to go. Can't cast it. Lavinia says no. We'll go for Plains, and yeah, let's just get down Lavinia, I think. I'm going to start swinging in. We could go for Stoneforge to search something up, but yeah, let's get down Lavinia. That way, if they do kind of get off to a quick start somehow with some mana rock, we can at least hopefully kind of keep them in check. And we've got Battle of the 2-drops, so excited to see how this match is going to play out. We're playing against Sygg, River Cutthroat. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. And then that's about it. All right, so we're going to get old Smuggler's Copter fired up. It's going to be swinging into the red zone as Sygg... I always enjoy Smuggler's Copter, just imagining like an old 90s like G.I. Joe cartoon or whatever, as Sygg just runs and like, you can't catch me this time, as Sygg jumps into the copter and just flies away with his like nasty merfolk stuff coming off. I don't know. It's always fun to imagine Magic that way. All right, so if we get down Island, and I guess at this point we could go Sculpting still, but I think we just go Monastery Mentor. Yeah. Let's do that. So we go Monastery Mentor, that goes Sword of Fire and Ice. That's a Monk token. Sculpting Steel. Yeah, I like that. So let's go and push in with Lavinia. The only downside is that they're definitely going to be able to get some pretty good damage going with Smuggler's Copter, get some good card filtering. But at this point right now, we just really want to kind of get in as much nickel and dime damage as possible. Because the way this deck is set up is it's definitely a nice little kind of Voltron build. And I'll explain that here in a second. Let's just get the sponsors out of the way. Give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders.com. If you haven't gotten into Magic Online, you want to play some online Commander, hop in there. The card prices are pretty low right now. And not to sound like a sad late night commercial, for $1 a day or something like that. But yeah, you know, Arena has definitely taken away from the player base for Magic Online, and I love recording these gameplay videos, so it's been getting a little bit harder and harder to find some gameplay videos. So if you've been on the fence about getting into Commander, hey, now's your chance. Get in there. We can record some videos and have some fun. But yeah, that's the downside. And if you're worried about Magic Online going away one day, if it does, you know, it's not going to happen for 3, 4, 5 years. you know, imagine the amount of fun you can get in that last couple of years just playing Commander whenever you want. So that's the kind of way that I view it. And then also shout out to inkgaming.com, coupon code JOLT for 10% off your order for a custom playmat. All right. It is out of the way. So we do have the land drop. We actually go for Inventor's Fair if we start working towards some of these artifacts. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And actually, we go Inventor's Fair. We go Thran Dynamo. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there we go. Let's get these mentor triggers. I love Monastery Mentor. I just love creatures that give you an added benefit from just doing what you normally want to do anyway. Now, we can go Sculpting Steel onto Thran Dynamo, and that's going to be a big chunk of mana, but we don't really have anything to do with it. So I think we just go, at this point right now, we just go Sword of Fire and Ice. I like that. That's going to be the Prowess ability. It's going to make her a 4/4, or him. Yeah, him a 4/4. We go for Sword of Fire and Ice onto the battlefield. And the good thing about Sword of Fire and Ice is we protect him from red and blue. So our opponent is playing a blue-based deck. That will definitely help us out. Let's go and swing in with with Lavinia. Just in case we're running into some, you know, we could swing in with Monastery Mentor, but just in case there's some sort of flash effect from our opponent, we're going to hold back on Monastery Mentor because we do not want him to go to the graveyard. We want to get as many monk tokens on the battlefield as possible. And then next turn, before we equip Sword of Fire and Ice, what we can do is we go for Sculpting Steel. That's going to be an extra monk. That's going to be another Prowess token. We go for Distortion Strike on Lavinia. That's going to allow us to end up with a swing in with Sword of Fire and Ice for 2 damage. So we've got a pretty fruitful turn for next turn. Now, one of the things you definitely want to keep in mind if you are playing with the Sword of Blank and Blank different cards is that with Sword of Fire and Ice, protection from red and blue. So let's say that we equip Sword of Fire and Ice on Lavinia. We're super excited to swing in an attack. We're not going to be able to go for Distortion Strike because that protection from blue means protection from blue, whether it's from us or from our opponent. So definitely want to keep that in mind. That was something that I always forgot about when I first started my channel. And but yeah, so we did cover. Oh, well, we can rebound. that did hurt though. That hurt really bad. At least we got it out of the way. Okay, so let's make the land drop for the turn. We get down Island. We go for Thran Dynamo because we just need to rebuild as quickly as possible. Actually, we want to set up a really nice Monastery Mentor. I think we do. Yeah, so we go Monastery Mentor because we can do a lot of this stuff next turn. And then we go for Stoneforge Mystic. That way we can just grab another sort of like Feast and Famine. Yeah, we're going to use that ability. And we could grab, I think if we're going to close it out, we almost need to grab something that's unblockable. Yeah, let's go for Whisper Silk Cloak. It's a little expensive, but if we're going to close this one out, it's going to be something that's unblockable. And we've got the foundation right now. We've Sword of Fire and Ice, Sculpting Steel, Distortion Strike, Whisper Silk Cloak. And then we can also set up for some really nice turn next turn. We go Thran Dynamo. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Something like Sword of Fire and Ice. And then hopefully maybe we can get down Lavinia too, in addition to all of that. So hopefully we can get those monastery tokens going. Opponent ends up going for, okay, they end up going for the Death Storehouse activation. Target creature gains fear until end of turn. So I'm going to be able to swing in for 1. Not going to be able to block that and then kick it back over there. But yes, as far as this deck goes, this is pretty much, it's a little bit blue-white control, but the core concept of this deck is definitely Lavinia Voltron. Uh-oh. We're getting taken out behind the woodshed. Let's see what they're going to go for. There's not a ton of good stuff in here. Probably the biggest spell that they can go for is going to be something like Mystic Confluence. Other than that, there's a ton of artifacts in here. So we'll see what they end up grabbing off Knowledge Exploitation. But yeah, that's not going to be good, whatever they ended up choosing. But yeah, as far as the deck goes, this is going to be a Voltron build. This is actually like the second game I'm playing with it. And so I'm actually kind of excited to see it working out really well. Monastery Mentor works out so good in this deck. You know, it's not just necessarily an instant or sorcery spell. The fact that you can get down Monastery Mentor, cast your normal stuff like Thran Dynamo. Yeah, Mystic Confluence. That was the definitely a good option for them to go for. The only good thing is they're down to 6 cards, so hopefully we can kind of get rid of some of this stuff from our opponent. Let's get down Island. Let's go Monastery Mentor. And then I guess we still just go ahead and go for Whisper Silk Cloak. We can get another search off of Stoneforge Mystic and grab something like Sword of the, that's going to put us down to 7, another card in our hand. You know, we need to get down some of this equipment. That's certainly what we need to do. So, you know, let's go Sword of Fire and Ice. That's going to give us another Mentor token on the battlefield. or at least not another mentor token, another monk token, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So hopefully we can survive. We survived a Cyclonic Rift. We survived a pseudo-Cyclonic Rift with Mystic Confluence off Knowledge Exploitation, and then hopefully we can rebuild. Next turn we're looking at Thran Dynamo. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cast another creature if we want to. I mean, another spell, but I think at this point, maybe we can get in for some sort of Fire and Ice, deal some damage to one of these creatures and kind of start going from there. But unfortunately with Lavinia and our opponent making all their land drops, Ancient Tomb, Temple of the False God, she's really not going to be able to have any sort of stacks effect. But as far as building Lavinia stacks are really kind of a... This is, man, there's just sometimes in Magic where your opponent is just like so in charge of the game right now, and that's what they're doing. Oh, this is pretty gnarly. Okay, so we've got Noxious Gearhulk over there. We can Distortion Strike to get a little bit ahead. That's going to be Sculpting Steel, land drops. We can actually go double Sword of Fire and Ice off of this to get it, cash in some card draw. Is that what we want to... Or we can just get on Duelist Heritage to give it a double strike. Let me get some prowess going. Yeah, we might be able to get in a pretty good little chunk of damage. Okay, so let's get down planes. Let's go for Distortion Strike on the Monk token. That's going to trigger the prowess. We go for Sword of Fire and Ice on Monk. And then we go for Duelist Heritage. That's going to be another prowess trigger. That's going to make it a 6/4. It's going to give it double strike, 2 damage up top. I don't think it's enough to close it out. There's nothing else we can cast out of the hand. So let's go ahead and push in with the Monk token. And we definitely want to give, yes, we're going to use that ability, 100%. We're going to give it double strike. So it's going to be 2 damage up, or at least 4 damage. That's going to be 12, so it's going to be 16. 2 damage to any target. We can deal with something like Noxious Gearhulk if we wanted to. I think we just go up top and race our opponent. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So we're going to choose our opponent. That's going to give 2 damage to cash in a card draw. Polluted Delta. That's going to be another one. That's going to put them up to 6. And we've drawn to Open the Armory. Okay, and then we've already made the land drop for the turn. Anything else? No, we're going to go and kick him back over there. Now, unfortunately, with that Distortion Strike, it did go to the Exile Zone. Since we've given the Monk token protection from blue with the Sword of Fire and Ice, we're going to miss out on that the rebound effect off of Distortion Strike, unfortunately. That's one of the downsides to running these swords in here. But you can see we got our opponent down to 5. You know, that's a pretty good little chunk. And they've got the... We're not going to give them double strike. It always trips me out that you can... No, we're not going to use that ability. And especially in 1 versus 1, you're like, do you want to give them double strike? They're like, no, we're good. All right, so swinging in. They're going to cash in a card draw off of Shadow Mage Infiltrator, and then Noxious Gearhulk is going to knock us down to 11. Now, what we can do is we do have enough mana to go for Whisper... Oh, unless they tutor up a board, some sort of spot removal. If they do, this has been a really good game so far. A lot of back and forth, but we do have a line. Our line is Whisper Silk Cloak into equipping it under a creature. That's going to be enough to close it out, I think. Yeah, because that'll be 3 and then 2 damage up top. But if they end up grabbing some sort of spot removal, that's definitely going to stop us from getting this done. So we'll see what we can do. And the only downside is we don't have any sort of haste enabler. I guess we could kind of like Stoneforge Mystic into a Lightning Greaves. Oh, bummer. Okay. We're going to have to sacrifice the Monk token. We'll click Done. That's going to be Sword of Fire and Ice. Yeah, we'll see. We still might be able to get it done. We'll see what Stoneforge is going to get down. They're going to go for Thassa. Because we've got that +2/+2 double strike. And they're going to cash in a card draw. So let's see. All right, so we're going to have the rebound. There's no creatures, unfortunately, with the rebound. We'll just click OK on that one. And then draw into Blackblade Forge. We'll go for Polluted Delta. And we crack Polluted Delta. We get down Tundra. We go Stoneforge Mystic. That's going to be Lightning. Yeah, I think we've got enough for this. We grab now. If they have some sort of spot removal, they've got it. Yes, we're going to use that ability. And let's grab, get this popped out. Let's go for Lightning Greaves. Yeah, we want to grab Lightning Greaves. Let's make sure we equip Sword of Feast and Famine first. Let's go Lightning Greaves with the last 2. And we're going to equip Lightning Greaves onto Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, so let's go ahead and push in with Stoneforge Mystic. The good thing is that they're going to have to declare Sygg a blocker, and we can at least get in for a little bit, get in for a trigger. And actually, now that with the Lightning Greaves, I was thinking that it gave it unblockable, so I got a little bit ahead of myself on that one. All right, so I'm going to crew up Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, we'll go for Whisper Silk Cloak next turn. Yeah, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Sorry about that. For some reason, I just get stuck in my head that the line of play that we go for is Lightning Greaves and Shroud, that they'd be unblockable. It'd be cheaper to go that way. But I think either way, I don't think we would have had enough to go for that. All right, so we're going to get rid of that creature, and we'll go and get down Lavinia. Yeah, sorry. You know, sometimes when you play Magic and you record and you're giving commentary, brainstorm, okay, your brain just kind of goes into autopilot mode. My brain's like, all right, so what's our line of play to win this game? We get down Lightning Greaves, and then unfortunately, even with that Shroud, it cuts us off Duelist Heritage too. So we'll get down Lavinia. We can use Lavinia as a blocker. And then anything else. Next turn, we'll end up going for Whisper Silk Cloak, and we'll see if we can't kind of shift those Lightning Greaves around. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I just got hung up on that Lightning Greaves would be enough for us to get in there. Like it was unblockable. I was like, no, it just gives it haste and protection. So, but yeah, like I mentioned, you know, this is kind of the first time I'm playing the deck, but it's not the first time I've seen Lightning Greaves. Just sometimes little things like that get stuck in your head. Opponent's going to go for Keeper of Keys. At the beginning of the upkeep, you become the Monarch. Creatures you control can't be blocked this turn. So we do have that to kind of look forward to. And then hopefully that's going to be, ooh, that's going to be a big chunk of damage. Just going to choose Noxious Gearhulk. And definitely not going to use that ability. And we have to block because we are at 10. So we're going to put Lavinia in front of Noxious Gearhulk. Actually, it has minutes. So we're going to put it in front of Thassa. Oh, and it can't be blocked. Actually, yeah, they've got it. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so we can't block on either one because it can't be blocked, and then Noxious Gearhulk. Good game to our opponent. Yeah, we're gonna click OK, so they're gonna get it. I think even if we'd gotten down, because I'm trying to think, if we that last turn we end up going for Stoneforge, we grabbed Lightning Greaves. That'd have been 2 mana. We had 2 mana left over. Yeah, that might have been a pretty big misplay on my part because maybe we could have got down Whisper Silk Cloak and made it unblockable. But it still would have had Shroud, and it wouldn't have been damaged. We kind of would have been in the same boat. So I think either way, our opponent would have got on this one. But definitely a good game by our opponent. You can see how good that game was. They got on Cyclonic Rift. They found that Mystic Confluence. They really tempoed us out on this game, and we weren't able to really get any sort of board lock established or get any sort of Monk tokens going. So a good game by our opponent. That was a very well played game. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.